Why do cichlids, I'm talking about the New World cichlids, South America, Central America. I'm not talking about the African cichlids. I'm talking about, you know, the Jack Dempseys, the Oscars, and those type. Why do cichlids tear up fish tanks? More specifically, planet tanks. And I'm gonna answer my particular. I'm gonna give you a whole bunch of specifics, scenarios. But at the end of the video, I'm pretty much gonna give you the whole shebang bang, the in a nutshell on why this happens. Now, I've done it in the past. I've kept New World cichlids in a planet tank in the past with success and failure. And I'm gonna tell you why. But before I go any further, if this is your first time, please hit the subscribe button, notification bell. That way you can get notified anytime I decide to pull something out of my, you know. And if you enjoyed this video, even a little bit, maybe you learned something, maybe you disagree, hit the thumbs down if you disagree. But if you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up. It's a small gesture on your part, but it goes way, way, way above and beyond for my channel. You know what I mean? It lets the algorithm know that I'm worth a damn. So let's start off with the simple questions, right? Can cichlids, New World cichlids, South American, Central American, whatever, live in a planet tank? The answer is yes, of course they can. It's got water in it, it's got filtration, you feed them, they can live in a planet tank. The question that you want to know, right? The question that's really burning in your loins is, should you? Because I've heard they tore up tanks. Why do they do that? How can I stop that? I want plants. I want cichlids. I want them both. Is it worth your time? I'm gonna go ahead and give you some of these answers so that you can go ahead and work your tank however you feel, so that you can work your tank however you see fit to make your dreams come true. This ain't all about us, right? It's about the fish. So let's first figure out if cichlids even like planet tanks to begin with. Short, simple, sweet answers, yes, they do. If you look at a lot of these fish and where they live in the wild, there are plants there. Not to mention every fish needs some type of hiding space, somewhere to unwind, somewhere to, you know, decompress and meditate and you know what I mean? So plants would be a benefit. You know what I'm saying? There are many types of cichlids out there. All of them have different types of personalities. They have different types of going about their day that some may make less of a good choice than others. Some of the ones that pops up, and here's the thing: you can look up, you can find all these top 10 cichlids to live with your live in a planet tank, and I've seen them. And while they do have good information about specific fish, the truth of the matter is, cichlids are very, very individual. At any given time, I can have 10 tanks with the same fish and the same plants. Some of them are gonna dig them, some of them are not. So there's no guarantees when it comes to what a cichlid is gonna do. But with a little bit of advice from people like moi, a little bit of research from people like I don't even know if that's French. There's no actual plant substrate designated for plants that is anti-dig proof. So what I've found is that if you're going to get a planet tank with your cichlid and you don't want them to get what I did is I got those river rock and I put it all across the bottom of the tank. That way the fish can't dig up the actual smaller gravel, and the rocks are too big for the fish to actually pick up with their mouth. So if you were to like plant your plants and then you know, surround it with these bigger rocks and the plants grow through the rocks, that's a possibility. But that does not mean the fish ain't gonna pick at the leaves up top, you know, give it a little, you know, trim off the top. So when you're thinking about what type of cichlid to put in your planet tank, whether it's a good choice or not, you gotta think about how they live their life. You know, good and well, you can't just go around sticking any plant you see in your mouth because you might get sick. So what plants are safe to put in your aquarium that a fish, if it does eat it, it won't die? And what plants you shouldn't put in your aquarium? To date, and this is, now you got to consider the source. I don't know of any plant that would kill a fish. But like I said, consider the source. In this day and age of suing the hell out of everybody all the time, I can't imagine a pet store would sell a plant that would possibly kill a fish, and then, you know, they're gonna catch a whole lot of hell. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't think there's an aquatic plant that a fish is allergic to. So that's me. I've never heard of it, never once in my 20 plus years of keeping fish, of a fish being poisoned by a plant. Get your plant, put it in. It's never happened. Never. If you know of one, put it in the comments. Let everybody know, because I don't know. I did do a video on these fish that I hate behind me, so at least you have that. Because, you know, the pea puffers, I still got them little boring little balls of boredom. I hate the pea puffers. The number one reason, in my professional opinion, is they're bored. It's that simple. They're bored. Cichlids aren't like other fish, you know, like tetras. They're content with swimming this way and swimming this way and swimming this way and swimming this way. Cichlids are a higher level brained functioning thing. They are curious. If you've ever had a cichlid, in the comments below, can you co-sign on that? They are curious creatures. You know, not too different than a dog or dolphin. I mean, they may not be as smart. Some of them may not be as smart, but they still have a curiosity streak in them. If you doubt that, get yourself a cichlid and see. You're gonna fall in love with it. They truly are a pet. Whereas, you know, like I said, some of the smaller fish, they're not. They don't seem to have any rhyme nor reason when they do stuff. The cichlids will. You can see them think. You can see them figure stuff out. You can see them explore. You can see them investigate stuff that they don't know about. And that plant, they're just curious if they could yank it out of the ground. You know what I'm saying? They got nothing else to do. Oscars are notorious for pulling up plastic plants, because people will put plastic plants, they put and swim across the tank with it in its mouth. It's not trying to eat it. It's just curious about it. It wants to play. They're just bored. Another reason why cichlids will tear up the tank is because they're trying to clear out a spot to spawn. So breeding is a reason why they tear up the tank also. So boredom and whoopee. Those are boredom and whoopee. Tear up the tank. Mess it all up.
Big dummy!